Ra with a tipcha, number 19, bad. So this is going to close off the thought from what's gone on before and have a slight pause after it. In general, the nature of man is bad as a result of his ability to think and imagine, as referred backwards by the directional shape of the reading mark. So we still have the ability to be selfish, to be unconsiderate of what our best purpose is, and we look backwards towards that, but we can separate ourselves out from it. So it's got this backwards looking concept, but there's a pause after it. So that's in us, but we can overcome it. Min urav, with a stabilizing etnachta, and possibly looking up from there, from his youth. Therefore, the positive remedy to correct and channel thoughts must begin from his youth, the earliest chance, because the Satan also starts his activity on an individual at an early age, as symbolized by the stabilizing shape of the reading mark. So, from the first moment where you start to become responsible for your actions, you have to have the ability to push yourself to be as moral as you can be. And we have an alternate explanation. Ra minu rav, bad from the start. One of the reasons for the bad results of the previous civilization and all civilizations was their abundance. From start, they had too much free time, which they spent on adventures.
I think he'd
So
be
how
translating.
Ni'urav,
I think he's translating Ni'urav essentially as adolescence. It's not mihuladed toe.
Yeah.
So, but it's from. So we attribute your responsibility to the age at which you can first be responsible. So that's why we're saying Rav. From the point where you become responsible for your actions. So with the bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah is the concept of coming to at least an original point of having the concept of right, wrong, personal responsibility, self-determination. It's not full. There are other things that you get at other ages, but certainly at that point, if you don't start to become responsible, then you're never going to be responsible later on when there are even more dilemmas that are put upon you. So it's not odd that this comes at the time of puberty. This comes when you're faced with an even more desperate biological desire to go the wrong way. This is when you really have to start making decisions that are going to influence your future, because if you don't, then you're going to do something that's not recoverable. And we have another note. Man is bad from the start of his youth at creation, when the unexperienced man began to be accompanied and challenged by the shrewd, mighty Satan, who tried to mislead and harm at all crucial moments, i.e. creation was a mistake, which God had admitted with regret as foul play. So I'm sure he's quoting a midrash here, and I tried to look it up, I couldn't find it, but I'm sure there's a midrash that the Satan is tempting with this thought. Number 21, Velo osif, with a mercha, and I will not increase. So this is going to slightly be related to what's gone on, but mostly sweep us forward into what's going to go forward from it. Violators of various calibers will always emerge in some place, but they will succumb eventually under the gravity of their own crimes, and not I will increase punishing innocence as defined by the directional shape of the reading mark. So given that we're in this new circumstance, then there's not going to be an increase of punishment of, sweeping forward into, Od, number 22, with a Tevir, which again has this element of being sheltered or being coddled. By this decision, remote species which were not involved in any crime would not be penalized again by mass judgment, as revealed by the shape of the reading mark. So the attribute of strict justice will disappear from the world, and mercy and only punishing those who, or proportionally punishing those who have a greater or lesser hand in the crime is going to be the new rule of the day, and therefore your distance from having created the crime will be what shelters you from whatever punishment there is. Number 23, lehakot, for hitting with a mercha. This is going to slightly be connected to what's gone before, but sweep us forward into what's going to come afterwards. Nobody will be accused for hitting and suffer deadly blows for crimes never committed, as affirmed by the directional shape of the reading mark. So this is an interesting twist that he's giving here. So we're not saying lahakot is what God is going to do the world. We're saying that this applies to the perpetrators of the act. So if you would go through a simple reading of this pasuk, v'lo osifu, I don't know, won't continue on, lahakot et kol chai, you figure that it's God who's going to be the one who's hitting. But no, because the translation tells us that each word stands for its own concept in and of itself. It's a separate paragraph, not a separate word. Lahakot is applying to those people who are perpetrating the act. And when you see it from that perspective, and it's likely related, because it's a mercha, it's not separated out, so it's related to what's going on, that this is the new concept of justice, reward, and punishment. So those who hit, et kol chai, is going to sweep into number 24, with all living, with the tipcha. This is going to complete the previous thought and have a slight pause after it. Nobody will be accused, in particular, one standard of punishment will not be equally applied with all living that were not connected with the offense, as indicated by the closing shape of the directional reading mark. So the punishment will fit the crime. There will be proportional justice, mida keneged mida. Your participation or your level of distance will specifically impugn you or defend you, versus you being part of a generation which just had an idea, and therefore you are culpable equally on a mass basis. So I want to stress again that there are levels and sort of a circle of impact around something that happens.